Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today to do the video definition. First place in our Patreon pull of the week and is none other than the brand new video, brand new song from Moonspell, All or Nothing. This song, the name of the song, is the complete antidote to just the tip.
All or nothing.
There's no just the tip.
Yeah.
It's either all or nothing.
It's like there's no kind of pregnant.
No, there's no in between. There's no gray zone with this title. Either you go all the way or you don't go at all. I like that kind of attitude. This kind of like, dipping your toes in. I was never a guy that when we go to the beach, I was never that guy that went kind of like slowly and then grab some water and throw on my... No. I would run and just boom, in. One time, one shot, that's it.
Because then you're all warmed up? No.
Yeah, I think it's harder. I know you're supposed to go slowly so that your body starts to adapt to the temperature of the water. I know that's the proper way of doing it.
But I feel like...
I find it more painful.
Yeah.
Takes longer. Then if you just go one shot, you get it over with. It's like pulling a Band-Aid. Yeah. I never went like really slowly. I just kind of like rip it.
I was like waxing someone.
I don't know about that. I've never waxed anybody. And
but I don't think if you're waxing someone, they would like it if you're just peeling it.
I agree with you. All right. On that note, are you ready for some brand new Moonspell?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this.
The signs are here, the end is near, a lot to think about. Walk through the door, there will be all, we're closing down. Come on and let us go, all is gone. Life is a feast, all you can eat. Every night and day, our job is done, we brought you joy, every now and then. now or never.
All right, I'm gonna let you go first. I have a lot of things to say about the song, more so than the video, but I want to get your take first. What do you think?
Video-wise, I gotta say that was a very nice building.
I think that's where they did one of their live streams. Actually, the live stream that I watched last year, it looks like the same venue. I could be wrong, but it looks like the same venue, and it would make sense if you're doing a live stream at a venue. Why not just take the opportunity? You have already the camera crews there. Why not just take the opportunity and do a music video? I think that's what they did. I have that feeling. Having said that, there's one scene where they're coming out. It looks like they're coming out of a church. That looks to be in Alcobaça. I mean, you've been there. I've been there plenty of times. I mean, I grew up in Nazaré, so going to Alcobaça, it's no big deal. I don't know if it is, but it looked familiar to me. It looked eerie familiar to me. As they're coming down the steps, that entrance there looks like Mosteiro de Alcobaça. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. I could be wrong, but which is not the same as the venue.
No.
But it kind of had that feeling. So I don't know.
I mean.
But beautiful venue.
Beautiful venue for a
nevertheless
very beautiful song. I mean,
has that opera house feel to it.
Yeah,
but just not a falling apart opera house, like a real opera house.
I was expecting, kind of similar to the last song, so I wasn't expecting me to really groove with it.
All the singles so far have been very different from each other. Yeah. Let's just put that out there.
I was kind of thinking that they were gonna go back and just kind of, how do I say it? Go back to something.
Heavier,
yeah.
Because in the last track, it was kind of mellow, but then at the end they hit you with a lot of.
And that's what I thought they were gonna do here. I thought they were gonna hit us with the heaviness because they were always teasing it, and then they never really.
For a song that's all or nothing, they kind of give you the tip.
They just gave you the tip.
Yeah, they kind of give you the tip. All right.
They went with just the tip because you'd always even see what the drummer he was about to like really.
Or even the guitars. It felt like it was going.
He was about to go down on it, and then he went really soft.
You may want to use a different choice of words, like instead of going down on it. But anyways, go ahead.
So he was gonna go down on the drums.
All right. Well, that's appropriate.
Yeah.
All right.
And I was always thinking, like, every time that part would come, I'm like, okay, maybe, this is where it happens, and it never happened. It happened. Everything went up a bit, but it never really had that bite that I was.
Perhaps a little bit more strength and volume and sound at the solos.
Yeah. It wasn't strength and actual.
It was not heaviness. It was just like the sound got bigger.
The sound got bigger. Someone turned it up to 15.
Yeah.
So that's what I was kind of getting confused about. But I was very, very. It has
a jazzy kind of.
Yeah, I was relaxing
I love this.
I was relaxing. I was kind of grooving along with it, and then every time a solo came, the bend, that bend for the riff after he stopped singing, and then the bend that starts everything. I love that. I love that sound, and it continues throughout the track. But I was very confused because after he stopped singing, there was a long portion of just instrumental.
This is a song that could easily go all instrumental.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
And that's what I was thinking to myself because after he stopped singing, I was enjoying the instrumental a lot, and I'm like, this could go the rest of the song instrumental, and I wouldn't care.
Okay, so let me say this now. And I'm going to be careful with the words that I choose because I don't want people to take it out of context. But I think Moonspell are becoming, or are, the Portuguese Amorphous. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying that the two bands sound the same. I'm not saying that the two bands have the same style or the same vocalist or the same style in vocal. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about here is, where do they start and where they are now? Amorphous has been a band that's evolved through time, still evolving. With every album, they give you a different look, they give you a different feel, they give you a different approach. They're not a band. It's not one of those bands. It's not Slayer. Right? Slayer, if you listen to the second album or you listen to the last album, it's pretty much, I mean, there are some variations, but it's pretty much the same.
It's Slayer.
It's Slayer, right? Like, you're not going to be confused. You're not going to be wondering, who's this? Slayer? You know, like, it's not going to happen, right?
Je slay?
Je slay? You slay? We slay. You know what I mean? But with Amorphous, for example, they've been a band that's evolved, that's morphed through time. I see Moonspell in the same vein, right? They're a band that hasn't stayed still for 2 albums in a row.
Yeah,
right? There's been a band that started with one style, with one approach, and then through time, they've evolved their approach.
You can even go and listen to the Moonspell songs we've done on the channel and just listen to them how they would be in chronological order. And you can tell that they've kind of...
It's a complete... I mean, even this album, we could do all the singles and how different they are one from the other. I feel... I haven't heard the album yet. I haven't received it for review yet. But I feel like this album is a little bit of a culmination of everything that they've released up until this point. I think they went back, maybe not consciously, but I feel like they kind of went back and took pieces of everything that this band has been, brought them together, and created something completely fresh and something completely new. And I like that. I like a band that... It still sounds like Moonspell. It still feels like Moonspell. It's just Moonspell, you know, with a facelift, if you will, with a slight change in how things are approached. So to me, I see them becoming that Amorphous of Portugal, a band that's evolving, that's constantly changing, always looking at something new, something different, never in the same spot, not trying to reinvent the wheel, but always creating, being very creative and moving forward. And when I look at this song, first of all, let me say this: the guitar playing on this track.
Exquisite.
I would love to listen to a playthrough of this track.
Just a guitar.
Just a guitar playthrough of this track.
Bend. I can't with that. Like,
the guitar playing on this song is so outstanding.
That bend was so rock and roll type of bend.
I know, but
the guitar in that section was very rock and rolly, but slowed down.
Yeah, but it still has a little bit of a bluesy vibe.
Bluesy rock. Yeah.
It's in the blues sound. It almost, I felt like I was at a cabaret, you know, back in the 50s or whenever the cabarets were around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had that piano bar vibe to it, without a piano, with a guitar, right?
Yeah.
But it had that vibe. I love the guitar sound on this track. The guitar playing is, like you said, exquisite on this song. But take nothing away also from the bass. The bass is incredible. It comes through. You could hear it. It's so groovy. It adds a great foundation. Normally on tracks, I always feel like the drums are the drums and bass together, creating the foundation, and everything comes on top. This song, I felt the bass was the one creating the foundation.
Yeah, but the drums in this song were very light.
Light. They also had a little bit of a bluesy, very subdued, jazzy vibe to them. They weren't heavy.
It was cool though. Every time you would...
The bass was the one controlling
the actual bass line, but the drums were more very light on its feet.
Yeah. Like everything else.
Yeah.
Even the vocals. The vocals had a very atmospheric approach. Also like a cabaret, like a bluesy jazz vibe to it. Very light. Matching perfectly with everything else that was happening. I love this. This is a track like you almost get lost in it. Like, you know what I mean?
The only things weighing the track down is when the guitar becomes that...
when it goes into the solos, it kind of brightens up a little bit.
Yeah, and then the bluesiness of the guitars kind of bring it down, and the bass.
In the bass, together. I agree. But I love the sound. I love the guitars on this track. I love the sound of this track. I love the atmosphere of this track. And I don't know when this track comes in the track listing, but this is definitely one of those tracks that resets the album.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting songs that perhaps have a lot more energy, a lot more intensity, and then you get this one, and you get a chance to breathe, take a breath, and then continue on forward. At least if I was putting, and then once again, I don't have the big picture of knowing how the album sounds like, but I would look at something along those lines.
Probably like middle.
Middle, yeah, that's what I would do with a song like this. But I love it. It sounds great. Great guitar playing, great style, great approach, really dynamic. Almost an unplugged track that's played with an electric guitar.
Yeah.
But it kind of has an unplugged feel to it.
It does. I feel like they could have made it unplugged and it still would have sounded really nice.
And it still sounded really nice. I agree. I agree. Great track. All right, guys, this is it for today. Come back tomorrow. We'll have more videos for you. See you guys.
See ya.